All Aspen University students are required to abide by Aspen University's academic integrity policy as outlined in the university catalog. The academic integrity policy is built upon the concept of honesty, truth, fairness, respect, and responsibility. By taking this assessment, I agree to abide by both the academic integrity policy and the rules outlined on this assessment. With this recording, I am attesting that I have personally completed the proctor's assessment and the information I submitted is true and accurate to the best of my knowledge. The real challenges early childhood educators find when working with children who have special needs, by Natsuki Walch for Aspen University. This capstone, and it is due September 8, 2025. Introduction. Early childhood professionals play a vital role in supporting the needs and development of young children every day. The early childhood professional supports the development of all children in all aspects of their development. And in the military community, this is even more true as they do not have any family and often with minimal support system. So the early childhood professional becomes one of the essential components of their support system. Let's define what special needs is. Special needs is a term used to encompasses a broad range of conditions, including developmental delays, autism spectrum disorders, speech or language impairment, learning disability, such as the challenges they face in the mainstream classroom. Professionals face obstacles such as lack of resources. Many children and suffers in the classroom due to lack of supports, lack of services, and it also takes a huge toll on emotionally on the professionals. The need to manage developmental needs of all children when you have a child with special needs is really tasking for all professionals. Military community and the children with special needs. There are programs such as Exceptional Family Program that limits where the military service member and their dependents get stationed, and oftentimes this causes the families to avoid screening their child in fear of limiting their career. There are regulation within the Army facilities in specific income regulations that request professionals to give reasonable accommodations. Though within the regulation, these it's not specific and it depends on the needs of the professionals rather than only the needs of the families and the child. There are several peer-reviewed and academic journals that emphasizes the problem I am talking about. There is a study in a academic journal that was posted by Brennan, Emma, and Gordon about teachers stretched too thin in managing behaviors. The teachers are feeling inadequate to deal with disabilities such as autistic spectrum disorders and the increased risk of negative classroom climate due to stress that having child with special needs in the classroom. And I conducted a survey within the Army Child and Youth Services program to see what in reality the professionals within the military community is facing. As suspected, most of the professionals often feel unsupported and overwhelmed in the classrooms. One of the teachers shared with me that she had a particular child who suffered from brain damage due to seizures, and they had a significant motor delay and behavioral issues that go along with it. And she shared a very touching story of feeling guilty due to not being able to provide the rest of the children that was in her class the attention that she felt like they needed, as her attention was all on this child that required the support. Um, Another perspective was from a special needs coordinator who explains that there are a lot of lack of accessible resources for the non-active duty families who are civilians working within the military community. And most often these families end up having to take another job back stateside to be able to get the services. Um, Here is some statistical overview of children with special needs. 15% of the children ages 3 to 5 have a diagnosed delay or disability. 45% of early childhood educators report high stress and burnout. 20% consider leaving the profession. That is really high. The implications are that teachers' well being directly impacts a student's outcome. Lack of training plus the limited resources equals barrier to successful inclusions, and in reality, just a barrier to a successful programming in general. The conclusion is that challenges are real and intensified in the military community. Educators face burnout, guilt, and lack of support. Inclusion is essential but requires sustained investment, and supporting educators is so essential in the success of the overall program and the children.